All right. Hello. I am Johnnyman, and welcome to Astroneer. Thought I'd do a little classic. Well, classic. It's an older game, but it's a lot of fun. It's got building. It's open world. It's got lots of fun stuff. I've played through part of it before, so I thought, yeah, let's start it all over. It'd be kind of fun. There might be some new stuff. You never know. So yeah, we're gonna just dive into that. So we have landed on our first little planet here. Let's get a little lo-fi stream beats in the background. There we go. All right, yeah, so we have landed on our planet. We have pretty much nothing but this dropship. You can see that yellow stuff. That's one of the resources we'll have to be collecting. We can terraform, so we can dig into the dirt, mound up the dirt. We can make whatever we want. So yeah, there's basically the progression we have to do is on each planet, and there are multiple planets. Each planet will have different resources, so eventually we have to get to a point where we can launch a rocket off to another planet or any of the other planets to get some of the other resources we need, and slowly we'll find actually on each planet there are a number of monuments, and if we can activate those monuments we can get to the center of the planet, which is a really kind of trippy experience. It's kind of neat. Yeah, and we just have to do that for each of the planets, and so each one gets a little harder. You can see some of the planets out there spinning away. Yeah, their terrain is a little more hostile, and all that kind of fun stuff. So we've landed here on our main planet, so let's get out. Ooh, and there we go. We have started. And so part of the premise with Astroneer is we are tethered for oxygen, obviously. So if we walk too far away, we've lost our oxygen. You can see the little blue bar here on the top slowly going down. So that's our oxygen, and this is our energy. And there's our backpack. So you have slots to carry stuff. We have our little tool there. We've got a gun for doing terraforming, and yeah. So and as we get closer to something, there we go. We get a little oxygen. So we will eventually be able to put little tethers and little poles out that'll extend this line of oxygen. So that's kind of cool. So there's our little tools. So we can terraform. So we can grab dirt, and eventually we'll be able to place dirt. But we don't have. See, we don't have any canisters to store dirt. So eventually we'll be able to collect dirt and then be able to put it back down. So this is where we can start to shape things and all that kind of fun stuff. So, yep. And then this is where we can go to save our game and stuff like that. Things have attachments. So eventually, as we build more and more things, we can hook things together for power. But then we'll have to actually be generating power. So that's always a fun thing too. And then this is kind of our little launch pad where we can eventually launch off to other planets or send materials off and hopefully get some rewards, that kind of fun stuff. But we do have a little quest log, so if we take a look here. So there we go. So we arrived on Silva. Woohoo! And so we can, by collecting that, we get an oxygenator and a small printer. There we go. And you can see, there it is. Okay, that's fine. So that's great. And so this gives us some tasks. So we got to unpack the oxygenator, install the oxygenator on the shelter, and connect a printer. So that's the easy stuff to do. Okay, so we can take things. So things will be packaged, and we can choose to unpack them. This makes it easy for carrying. So see, now I have it in one of my carry slots. And there's a carry slot up here too on the top. So if you want to transport things around, that's kind of an easy way to do that. Or in this case, our base needs an oxygenator really, so we can unpack this. So let's unpack it. And there we go. There's our oxygenator, and this can just slot right in. Does it go in there or it goes over here? Now see, this is our power. This is our power generation. I'm pretty sure that's where that had to go. Yep, that's all good. There we go. We are humming away. Perfect. And then we can come and pick up our Again, we can pick up this. And you can see there's with mount points too. We can mount it, but we don't have to. Do just hey, stop snapping. The camera system's a little wonky here. There we go. So we can put it down. And actually, while we have it up, we can. Hello. There we go. We can kind of rotate it a little bit because it's going to print off that way. So then now we need to hook it up to power. So we can take it's got a cable too. Doesn't really matter which way you go. And there we go. So we've got power. And now we can go over and we got a new mission. Let's check out our mission log. Hey, there we go. So we completed that. And what's it going to give us? It's going to give us some tethers and some bonus research points. Because there's going to be lots of things to... No, hey, sir. There's from here, there's all these different things that we can research. And so the blue things are things that we can spend points on, and then the red things obviously cost too much. You see that we've accrued 500 research points. So eventually what we'll end up doing is build like a research station. We'll find artifacts, and then the research stations will analyze those artifacts, and as it analyzes them, we will earn more credits to spend. And this is things like, hey, fireworks, or gives us better drill pieces, or you know, there's some power generation, small turbines. But this is where we'll buy pieces and parts to eventually make rockets to explore the other planets. So that's what we're working towards. But we got some prizes. So let's go get our tethers. We'll just put those on the back, and we got some credits. So see, now we have tethers. Oops, wrong key. There we go. We've got tethers right there. So as I walk out, I can put down a tether, and it just extends our range. But see, that lets us get out here to be able to harvest these resources and change the way the tethers look. That's kind of cool. So what can we do with these? Well, we can suck these things up. And so we're collecting resin, and you see it, there we go. It just built up enough that it gave us a piece of resin. So the gun slowly amasses it, and once it gets one, it'll automatically put it into an empty spot, which is kind of cool. But I know that we need resin to build stuff, so I'm just going to grab some resin. And there's stuff underground, so see, I can dig up the ground and we can find more resin. This is just one of the resources we're going to be dealing with, but let's just get a full, or as much of a full backpack of resin as we can. And you do have to be careful. You could dig down and fall down and lose your oxygen cord and have a hard time getting back up. So actually, we'll just turn down the stream beats for now, because Astroneer's got a little bit of its own going on. So we'll just grab some of this resin, and I want to show you what we've got next. And there's vegetation too, so you'll see that we're getting some natural biological matters. And yeah, this is a research item, so it's big, you gotta carry it, it's cumbersome. So eventually we'll build research stations to research that, and that'll give us more money to spend. So we've got some resin. Well, if we take a look at our printer, we'll find that there's different things we can build. So this is a small printer, but if we find compound, we can build a medium printer. So obviously as you get bigger printers, you can build bigger things. But we obviously don't have compound, we just have resin. But see, we can build a platform. So a lot of the bigger machinery needs to be plugged into platforms, just because it's too big to be freestanding like this one is. So platforms are good. It's a good way to keep organized, and that's all wonderful. Storage. You can see it gives us lots of spaces to put stuff, because yeah, it can get pretty messy quickly if you have all these little components lying all over the place. Rover seat. Oh, a canister. Now this is what we want to build, because this will... We're just going to build that right off the bat. So the canister, we'll just put there. Now the canister lets us collect dirt. So if we do that, and then now we can put the dirt back down. So this is where we can start to terraform, which is kind of cool. And if we stand on a level surface and we hold this, this will then try to keep it level, so you can slowly make a nice flat area, but it's going to use up some resources in the canister. So what the best way to do is just go over to a mountain or a hill and dig. And right now we've only got the default digging tool. So the harder the material, the slower it digs through it. We can eventually buy upgrades and change our little our gun, our capacity, how fast it does it, how the materials go through. And you can see we've filled the canister, the green dot. So, and we're actually completing missions as we go. But I'm just trying to get a nice flat area, because we're going to be building up quite a bit of stuff in this base. And to be honest, we're going to be, when we go off to other planets, we're going to be doing the same thing. We'll be kind of setting up base, like mini bases, maybe not as big as this, as home base, but we still will need a place to work from while we're on each planet. Now, this is a pretty flat surface. It kind of pre-flattened for us when we landed, so this is why I'm standing on the flat surface, and then if I'm pushing, at least on the keyboard, I'm holding down control, which then gives you those lines which says, hey, let's make it the same level that we were standing at, or that I pushed it on, so it's going to keep that level. And this is how you can just slowly extend out, and you can see how it fills in. Nice flat area to work in. And if you had stuff in the way, you can see the tethers can be knocked down. You can always pick them up and replant them if you really want. There you go. So that's that. Anyway, let's go see what else we get, because we're completing missions, so we should always be checking this. Okay, so gather compound. So we got to go find compound. That's fine. Retooling tells you a bunch here. Lights in the distance. These are the gateway chambers, or the monuments I was talking about. Oh, breathing space. We did this. Connect tether to an oxygenator. So we're going to get a small canister. Should have checked here. Well, it's okay. I'll have 2 canisters now. Not a big deal. And then landfill. It's going to give us some victory points, or some points to spend. Okay. So I didn't need to make a canister, but you know what? There's lots of resources out there, so I'm not too concerned. And then if I'm not mistaken... There we go. So we got 2 canisters, means we can just collect more dirt, which is helpful, but maybe not. Maybe not need both, but who knows. Let's see, what else can we make? We never did finish this. Copper. So again, I know for a fact on this planet, I'm pretty sure there is no copper. So in order to start making work lights, we're going to eventually have to go to another planet to see that. And then we're back to... Oh, and see on the side here, see all the blue items are the ones that we can make. Cool. Okay. Fun. So we need to find some compound. Now, there's the lights off in the distance. So the monuments that are on this planet, I think there's like 5? They take power to activate. Once you've activated them, they work as teleporters, but obviously your first one has nothing to teleport to. As you activate them around the planet, you can teleport between them, but eventually we'll have to dig down into the core. And so we have some tunnels already. We'll have to dig down into the core to get to the center. Now, there are little outcrops here, so we can get some research points, so we can kind of scan that. So it gives us a few research points, and so we can see what we can spend on. Is there anything that we want early on? Let's see. So the small printer we already have. Packager. Well, we don't have graphite, so the gray ones are things we don't have. Again, we have to research it first. So this is the gray tells you could research it, but I think it's letting me know that I don't have the materials to use it. So we can make tethers is already unlocked. So all the blue ones are already unlocked. We already know how to do oxygen filters, because your backpack can make basic items too. I'll show you that too. So small canister, beacon. This is always good. So we want to get quartz. This will let us know where we are, like from a planetary perspective. So when we launch off to another planet, there are a number of spots where you're capable of landing. And if on a planet you don't put a beacon down, it's sometimes hard to remember where you've landed, or like where your base is and which one to land on. And when we make the rockets, the engines only have so many flights in them before the engine dies and you have to make new engines. So making beacons is always good, but we need quartz, which we don't have right now. And the work light we already saw. So I'm just trying to see, is there anything we want to research? Glow sticks, floodlights, no. Small generator we know how to make. So it's like the backpack makes some of these, so I'll show you that in a second. Power cells, maybe not. Small solar, again, we're going to need power. So we can have solar power and wind power, so that's kind of cool. And then there's batteries, which are always good, but we don't have that. And so here are some of the modifications to our gun. So a boost mod, so this lets us, you see, for speed, this widens our range, that narrows it. We can prevent what we're collecting, and then there's other, here we go, like drill mods. This is for, oh yeah, so there we go. That increases our terrain tool. So that's what we can, drill mod 1, drill mod 2. We have to make ceramic, and there's recipes to make all these things. But there's, I don't know if there's anything I want to research yet, to be honest. Oh, I didn't show you the, I should show you the backpack. So, see, the backpack has some stuff. So we can make tethers if we find compound. This is where we can make oxygen filters. So this will prolong our oxygen tank. So it's kind of useful to have. Small canisters we already made. We can make small generators, like very similar to the small printer here, but again, we need compound. So compound is an important one. The beacon, well, we don't have quartz, so, and see, oh sorry, I should tell you, see how it says, so quartz, it tells you what it's produced by, so we'd have to make a soil centrifuge to make it. And then if we hold F, so here's all the natural resources that we can find, so there's a lot of stuff out there. And then here's what we can refine them into, so aluminum. So if we find laterite, we can then smelt that down and make aluminum. We find organic can make compound, and so on and so on. So, you know, we've got those, and then there's collecting gases, and then there's composite materials. So as you can see, well, we need aluminum and copper to make this, and so on and so on. So there's just lots going on. So we need to find some compound, and you know what? I want to get lots of compound, so, oops. So we're just going to free up some spots for the compound, take our gun out. There we go. And see, I can, there we go, and reconnects. And these have a limit too. If I go out too far, you can see, oops. So there, it can't connect to this one back here because it's too far. Whoop, there we go. Too far away. So then eventually we'll see a line show up, so you know that you're in range. There you go. And we put it down, and here we go. All right, so compound. It's this silvery, bubbly stuff. We can run over, grab a little bit, just enough to make some tethers, and then we can come back and make some more. There's another research item. Well, let's just grab enough to make a block or two to make some tethers. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll come back. I'm just watching my oxygen. Here, let's just zoom in a bit. I'll watch that oxygen level on the top of my spacesuit there. There we go. And now in the backpack, we want to make some tethers. Small printer tether. And then it'll make them and automatically put it on a free spot on our suit. There we go. So we got a couple tethers left there. And we should be good. So let's see if we can form out. And so this is what a lot of the game is. You're making these network of arteries, as it is, of oxygen to be able to go and do all the things you need to do. And so if we get close enough out here, so see, we're already eaten into the tethers, but we're going to get some more to make more tethers. And there's other wreckages too, way off in the, oh, we have some clay too, that's good. You can see way off in the distance, if the clay would get out of the way, there's wreckages. They'll have useful items, but sometimes you need power in order to open up the wreckage. And so we'd have to make a little portable generator, and portable generators work off of organic, so you'd have to collect a whole bunch of organic and then hook the generator up. And then things will, like if it's a little capsule, it'll open up. Now some of them take power, some of them take specific resource, and you may not have that resource at the time, so you just have to remember to come back. Oh, there we go. And as you fill up, you see it just popped off. But let's go out to this. Oop, hello. Put the gun away, thank you. Oh, we need to make tethers. Oop, let's just get to the point there. We'll make some tethers. We'll see what we've got out here. Tether. Oh, we got some research. Okay, what do we have? Anything interesting? Salvage. We could eventually salvage the debris and get scrappers to collect it. Sometimes you have to dig the dirt away to get the item. And this is what is that? Power cells. So it's a limited use. Once it's done, it's expended. But most of this looks like debris, or maybe not. Ooh, what do we have here? Abandoned power pack. So this is somebody's backpack. But look, we have some more tethers. A curious item. Hello? Not sure about that. Let's just see. So we'll have to pick that up. I'm trying to make space. We don't need those. Oh, I want to pick that up again. We'll take that. A floodlight. We'll have to come back for this. Well, here we can only go so far with it. Darn it! I was hoping to. A squeaker horn and tethers. We'll have to come back for the floodlight, so we know that there's stuff out here. So there you go. We got some interesting thing that I have no idea what it is, and then some clay. This is also a good resource to pick up eventually, and then you always want to, if you can, all the little pointy bits, just free research points. Because the more you have, the more you'll eventually be able to buy plans for and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we're going to come back because I think we need a little bit of organization. So I've chosen the medium storage, right? But it needs resin. So the minute I put the resin in, you'll see that hey, this is what I'm queued up to print. You can always change it, but that's just always a nice little handy thing. And then when it's done, we're going to make a couple of these. We got the resin. It's just, as I said, the base will get very cluttered with all these debris if we don't get on it right away. Oh. Here, we'll just get this ready for the next one. And then we'll open this up. There. And so we can pick it up, we can rotate it. And most of all, we can take stuff off. I'm not sure what this is. This is something new. Under too much strain. Stability. I'm not sure what that is. I'm a little scared. But this just lets us organize a little bit. Right, we can pick it up. We can rotate it to get at various spots. Perfect. And this guy we'll make another one. It's all good. Let's while that's doing that, let's check out and see. You know what? We should probably have a tether out here. There we go. Let's see what we've got. Any rewards? Yeah. So we're gonna get some medium storage, a medium platform, and we'll earn the schematic for an option. Very cool. So print a medium printer. Slot it into the platform, and then we'll get some more stuff. Easy enough. So here's our platform. And we can chain things together, so you know, we can put it over here and then chain it with this one and that kind of stuff. Or we can just kind of, you know, start our own little assembly line of stuff, which is fine. We'll go here. And the nice thing is, here, let's get that down. We'll open it up. And we've got to rotate it a bit. Oh, it's got plugs on all fours. I thought it was only the two. That's fine. And now we can lock it. So now we can't accidentally pick it up and move it, which is very helpful. Let's plug that in. So there we go. Perfect. We got some more storage. We'll open that up over here. What I said about a nice large flat area to work. It is definitely going to be needed. This is the cool thing, you can pick this whole thing up because hey, what's with gravity? All right, what did we get? Oh, so we got some more storage. Trust me, you can never have enough. And so once these things are unboxed, you can't box them back up. There is something we can make called a packager, and then that'll rebox it back up. And you'll have to do that for when you go to planets and we want to pack things up to a nice small compact farm. We'll have to package everything back up to put it on on the spaceship or the rocket or whatever. So we can put another one down. And I want to show you something. Well, when we get there. So let's just flatten this out. We can open this up. We'll put it there. See, we can stick one on there like that. Let's lock that in position. Now, it said to make a medium printer. So let's come back over here and see what do we need for the medium printer. We need 2 compound. And it's giving us the green light because we probably have it on us, and so it's going to take it away from us, our suit. There we go. So yeah, if you have it on you, it'll take it from you. Or if this was connected to a platform that also had one of these storage systems on it, it would pull it from the storage as well. Something to keep in mind. So there's our media printer. And you'll see that this... I'm going over here because I know that we're going to need to put it over here. If we unpack this, you'll see that it doesn't really work on its own. And if I can lift up, there you go. You see the little red dots on the bottom? Well, that's because it's meant to slot in to one of these platforms. So now it's ready to print, and now you can see. Ah, okay, here we go. See how our power line is pulsing. We don't have enough power to run this. So what do? Well, one solution. Take a look at our backpack. Remember how I said we can make small generators? We just need compound. Well, let's grab let's just make ourselves a little generator. And that's our soil. We'll make another one. There it is. Sorry. There it is. I was looking for it. It's like, what? Where did it go? I couldn't find it. All right, let's just angle this a little bit. So there's our generator. We can just plug it in. But for this to contribute power, we need organic. And luckily we have one. We can go make more. But you can plug it in. It'll automatically start generating power. So as it generates power, it will eat through this organic and then it'll be done. But we can turn it on. Still not enough power. No, I thought we made 2. Where did it put the other? Oh, there we go. There we go. So then we can... Whoa, hey, sir. Okay, not sure what happened there. We want you to plug into there. And let's go get ourselves some organic. Oh, hey, look, research. Remember what I said? Free research, always good. So let's grab some organic. Because this is going to be what powers our stuff. We want to make a bunch of it. Top up. Oh, hey, and there we go. Can't pass up research. And the deeper you go, you'll find things that are worth more research points. And obviously, on different planets, the same sort of thing goes. So let's just grab a bunch. Some resin in here too. Good to know. Gotta keep an eye on our oxygen. There we go. Alright, so... let me turn that one on. Still not enough. Oh yeah, and there we go. Let's see what it says. Printing up. So this is going to give us a large platform. And this gives us a small battery. Cool. This might be what we need. So let's just... we'll take this and put the small battery there. Plug it in. So hopefully that'll just charge up a little bit. And then here's a large platform. So we can put more stuff. And this is actually helpful for... this is actually a good one for the printer that we just made. Hold on, let me show you. Okay, so let's open this up. We'll lock it in place. Power it, put this over there. There we go. So now that these things are connected, and then again, until we get power, it's not going to work for us. But if we go to print anything, it will look for the materials on this platform. And since these are on the platform, it'll grab the materials it needs, and we'll be off to the races. There we go. So now we can finally see what we can build. So we can build a large printer, which costs, so that's our next step. What else have we got? Research chamber. This is important because this is going to help us earn more credits. But again, it needs power, so we have to be careful here. We're not quite there because ceramic, well, we could go get the clay and do that, but we're not going to do that yet. Large platform, we're fine. So there's a couple different variations of the large platform. These ones I find for the same little bit more cost, you get quite a bit more space, which is very useful. And the large printer. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead with the large printer. And again, the more power it has, the faster it'll go. So, I'm stuck here. So if we turn these guys on, you'll see it'll actually build things faster because we're providing power to everything. And as much as we're trying to charge up our battery, we're also using the battery. So I'll turn those guys off. And having one of those on your backpack is always useful. No, that's the power. I don't want that. That's what I want. Just free up some spots on the backpack. We'll have to go obviously get... So this is definitely definitely a game of gather the resources you need to build the pieces you need to, and so on and so on. So, so that's the large printer. Now, the large printer, to be honest, the large printer is going to want to go there. And you can put the box there ahead of time, or you can unpack it. It's a big boy, that's for sure. And so if we take a look at what the large... You're not going to show us anything you can make yet? Fair enough. So yeah, we do have to worry about power, but we should probably just go get some resources. So there you go. So we're resource gathering, getting the things we need to slowly progress. Now we haven't even started digging down, let alone... Oh yeah, this is what, let alone exploring too far. Like we've got... where was it? Lights in the sky. Can't see it. I think it's like it was over there. Yeah, just barely see it. So we got to go explore that. You can eventually make a buggy, so we make travel a little bit easier. Oops. And this is where you got to be careful. And so you may have to dig yourself a ramp. Don't panic. Just dig a ramp. And so the dig angle. See how as we go on these sides, you see how that changes? That's the angle you're going to dig at. So you try to find those parts that will work for you if you get stuck. Just don't panic. Or if you've got a, hopefully if you have the, you have a soil canister, you can just dig, you can just build right underneath yourself. So, little tricks, just be careful. And yeah, and sometimes you get these little tendrils just sitting out there, so. Just gonna go a bunch of compound, because it's useful for sure. Since we found a little reserve here, we'll have to go get some more resin. Just part of the initial game is just, you know, get some of the basics and just start building some of the key things and stock up on some of these materials. Things go quickly. There we go. So we will, you know what? We can carry this. So I can find throwing it out ahead a little bit faster. This will eventually, once we get a research station, these will be useful, so... Whoops. Free research. It's always good. Always good. Alright, let's just take a quick look at our fully charged battery, which we did. And so we're going to get a schematic for a splitter and a schematic for power extenders. Cool. All right. So this is always good. This keeps your progression, so it gives you a kind of a focus point. Is we got to worry about making unlocking and printing a smelting furnace. Refining aluminum from laterite, so we got to find laterite. We may find that down below on this planet. The tools. So that's print and use a research station, which we're going to gather some lithium. So again, that might be on this planet, might not. We're not sure. Going off the lights to the monument. Yep. And activate event via exo request platform. So there's a few things in the queue to do. One thing that's always good to have on you is the compound, because that's what's oops, this is a power source. That's what's needed for making tethers, and that's what we need for oxygen. So in this sense, we could Aurora Borealis going on. Where was... Oh, there we go. The lights were off that way, at least for one of them. So we could start tethering. Now you could try to go to the max limit of the tethers. Whoop, come back. Hello, thank you. Let's make some more tethers. I'm just going to try to get out there so we can kind of see the monuments, just so you get a sense for what's going on here. I'll make 2 packs of tethers. Oop. And the thing is, you may find compound along the way. So that's always, there's some more. So you can always make tethers if you don't have enough compound on you to begin with. And it's always good to find some of this wreckage too, because oh, look at this compound, look at that. What I'd say. So there we go, there's like compound for a couple packs of tethers. And then sometimes you'll find stuff, okay, well that's no good. But another battery cell, not so bad. Oh, there's one of the monuments. Oh, and we're out of the tethers that we had, so we just... we'll make a couple packages and we'll be good to go. Alright, we're almost there. Gotta watch out for the the caves and the ravines like that. They'll creep up. Okay, so we're gonna have to build up to this one. Also, the thing to watch out for is there are plants that will try to hurt you. So that's one of them, one of the types out there. Okay, well, we're getting some new. Interesting. So let's make some more tethers. And so we've got two oxygen or two canisters full. We want to get up to it. So this is where I was saying. So here, let me put down a tether, get our gun out. And so to get up there, we need an angle. And so see how steep that angle is? So if I hold that, then it'll build up that angle. And you can see that's not enough. So we just, let's build up from there. Let's pick an angle. It's not super flat. It's actually kind of, it's actually not that great. We need a steeper angle that's going to be kind of flat to walk on. And sometimes you have to just play around with it until you get something that works. Like this. Don't worry about the tethers. They'll come along for the ride. And then you get up here and... whoops, not that, sir. Made a mistake. There we go. Hey, put the gun away. And there we go. And so to activate these, you have to power each of these corners. And so some of the early ones, it's enough just to plug a generator into it. And you can see it brings that power bar up. And so you want to plug one into each. And then eventually you power each of them long enough, then it activates it and it stays active once you've done it once. And the plants that want to kill you, as long as you dig out from underneath them, you can destroy the plants before they kind of try to hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Woo! And then you can slide down, do a little Tony Hawk stuff, which is kind of cool. And then your tethers just guide you back home. Simple as that. And you'll look up in the trees, you'll find research stuff in the trees to carry home. There's research everywhere. And so it's good to accumulate these things. Because like I say, it is good research points for paying for the things you want later on in the game. And so what you'll probably end up doing is making a buggy that you can have a trailer, and then you can go from there. Oh, what do we have here? Ooh, ammonia. This is actually a very good resource. Do we get a block of ammonia? No. Is there more? The ammonia is a crucial component for making the rocket engines. Well, there's some up here. So I'm just going to go up here so I can't get some more. There we go. There we go. We got enough for one ammonia. I forget what a booster engine needs, but you find the ammonia, it's always good to get because you're going to need lots of it. So we could carry this and we go slow, but I'd like to play this little game of throw it ahead. And look, there's another research item there. So yeah, like I say, you'll make a buggy with a trailer or a couple trailers. You can come out, grab a bunch of them, grab 2 or 3 of them, bring them back, and then start the whole research stuff. But again, research will only go as fast as the power you have. So again, our power is slow and limited, but we'll slowly get there. We'll expand. We'll expand. So yeah, if we take a look, I think the research module, ooh, not the large printer, we already made it. Research chamber. So we need a resin. Hello, no, I want you to plug in over here. Oh, it grabbed the wrong thing, that's why. Thank you. And there, so we're good to go. And print. Now what will be handy is actually one of these platforms to put the research station on, so we'll put it on that one. And what I like to do is I end up liking to I like making lots of these. Oh, that's the generator. I'm going to keep that. I like to make a lot of these particular storage platforms, and I put the same type of thing on them just for organization purposes, but I don't have that luxury right now. Put our backpack away. We'll wait for this to build, and then we'll probably be calling it for this episode. We start to get our base. The only thing I might do is just go and gather a bunch of resources so we've got stuff to continue with. I'm not gonna do any building or exploring without you, because that's part of the fun. There we go. So see, you can put the boxes in place, and that lets you know where it's going to go, and then we can open it up. Sometimes it used to let you do that. It's weird. So there we go. We'll just... Oh, because it wants a large. That's right. So, for the time being, we're going to share. There. No, you're not... You can stay there. Yeah, I forgot it needed a large platform. So, again, there's next in line. We need to make another large platform. So you take these research items. Oh. Not sure where it... Oh, it's automatically grabbing it from here. So this is where we could load this up and it'll just automatically feed it. So let's just stop that. Put that in there. There. And so now it's researching. Now if we watch, we'll see our credits, or our currency is going up. Which is cool. It'll let us buy stuff to build, to expand our little area. So there you go. There's the beginning of Astroneer. Like I say, it's an older game, but it's a fun game. Lots of exploring, lots of building, open world kind of stuff. You can play with friends. Yeah, so there we go. Saving our game, and we will continue this again next time. I hope you've enjoyed, and I do look forward to seeing everybody again next time. Have yourselves a great one.